What's up, YouTubers? Today I'll bring a deck tutorial on the Aquaverse deck. This deck was built so that you could play during this format, and it's pretty good. It's competitive. You could play. Most of my friends that use this deck went to tournament. They went to top, and this deck was brought to regional by one of my friends, and he made it to top 16. He played a lot of that matchup to him, I believe, was like, cause during New York regional, that's the time when Kagero got support and stuff like that. So Kagero was like the worst matchup he could have, and then he managed to beat it with this build. And so I will get on started. For starting Vanguard, we have Draco Kid. Draco Kid is starting Vanguard for Blue Wave. Two ability which counter +1, GB1 counter +1 put into zone when you have a Vanguard with Blue Wave in its name. Give Vanguard 2 skill. First skill is wave 2 or more. When your Vanguard attacks, you could draw a card. So if you go for a Tetra Boil, you attack twice, which you draw 2 since you do a second attack and a fifth attack. And second ability is wave 5 or more. It allows you to give your Vanguard crit. So basically, the first time with Boil, it's critical 1, twin drive, but you draw a card. Second attack is twin drive, draw a card, and +1 crit. So it's pretty good, but there is a chance when you lose this starter, not because of your opponent, because of your own skill, that you will lose this. But still a good card. When you don't lose it, you use it, it's really good. Then moving on for grade 3, we play 4 Angry Boil. Angry Boil is good when you shy Tetra Boil. It's a combo makes your board really good. And plus with this ability, you only need a rear guard to fulfill your cost for Tetra. Since Tetra needs 4 battle in total in order to stand, and with this skill plus one of your rear guard, most of your grade 2 rear guard could stand by itself. So plus either one of them, it allows you to stand to make 5 battle with just a rear guard and Vanguard itself. And first ability is wave 2 only, that when your Vanguard attacks, you could choose one of your rear guard and stand it. That rear guard gains 10k, then Vanguard itself gains 5k. There's some really good card that could combo with this GB2. And same thing with the second ability we talked about earlier, that the unit, so basically it's after it attacks, you could, when your Vanguard attacks, you could choose 2 rear guard and stand them, and they gain 3k. So usually you stand a column, since Tetra Boy had to be the second one attacked. So basically you attack with a column and then stand that column, and that column gains 6 in total, 3k to each unit. And Vanguard itself gains another 3, so which Vanguard is a 29, and your rear guard column going to be, if it's 16 column, is going to be 22, which is pretty good. And there's a card that you want to stand, so I will talk about it later. Moving on, for the other grade 3, we play Thavas. GB2 is when this card attacks on Vanguard, if it's a 4th battle or more, it gains a crit, and your opponent cannot guard with grade 0. So it's like close to Chrono Jet, but Chrono Jet is +5. This gains a crit. Second ability is every time you shy, and if that battle, your Vanguard battle 4 or more, you choose 3 opponents' rear guard, and your opponent choose 1 to retire. So basically, it cleared their board, which is nice. Then moving on to grade 2, this is a part which is different. We play 1 of the Ripple grade 2. This is a part where you have your Ripple engine, which early game, that's what you need, because this engine gives your opponent a lot of pressure. Plus you're sitting on a 10k body. You only need 1 though, since it's searchable, so that's why you don't need more. Then moving on to other grade 2, we play 4 Tidal Assault. Great card, free restand, early game is really good. And combo is this, so you write this and use the grade 1 to search out this, and grade 1 second ability, you call this out to the rear, and this gains 2k, so it's 11k on its own. First attack hits, stand is a 6k with a 7k boost, so that's 13, which also hit, that's why it's good. Then Then moving on, we play 4 of the Blue Wave unit. This unit is good as well because it combo well with Angry Boil. First ability, also second ability. Now this is a card where you could have a fight battle with Tetra Boil on its own. So basically, all you need is this rearguard and your Shy Vanguard. So you swing with this first on the rear, if you don't have a boost. Then you swing with Tetra. Shy skill allows you to stand this. So Tetra pays a cost to be able to stand when reach for battle. And then this attack on the third battle now with the skill counterboss 1, it's going to be 14 on its own. Since you only stand 1, you don't have a booster, so that's only plus 3, and its own skill, it grants him 2k. So that's 14. Yeah, 14. Attack third battle, attack after third battle, stance, and then you can attack again for 4 battle. Then you pay the cost for Tetra, which allows you to stand Tetra as well. That's why you play 4. It's really good. Early game you could do as well, like grade 2, if you don't go for Ripple Engine, you write this, you could call another one. So basically, you could do Tidal Assault, Vanguard of this, and then the other rear, third battle, counterboss 1, allows you to do 4 battle. Then moving on, we play 2 of the Thavas grade 2. You only use this when you shy the Thavas Shy, so that you could attack this unit from back row with 16k. That's all it does. If not, you just call it for an attacker. And then last card we play is 1 Magnum Assault. It's also a unit that can stand, so that's why you play it. But the difference is that you need a booster, which is kind of bad since if you're playing against Kagyo and stuff like that, you don't really have a booster, they kill it. That's why this one and this one's much more better since they stand on its own. Then moving on to grade 1, we play 1. The grade 1 Ripple. You only need 1 since it's also searchable. Plus, on rearguard is useless. That's why you don't need it. Then we play 2 of the one that got limited. Everyone knows their skill. It's Soul Charge 1 unit on your field. And search up your deck for the same grade as your Vanguard has. And then call 1 unit from the Soul to the rear. And then that unit gains 2k. So this is a time when you lose your starter. Since when you ride a grade 1, and then you call this. All you have is the starter for Soul Charge unless you call another grade 1. And then you write this, and then you call unit out. You could call the starter back out, but I mean, for grade 2, you're going to do the same thing. So without a unit on the field, you're going to Soul Charge the starter again, which makes no difference. So it doesn't matter what you call. Your starter is going to be in the Soul. So that's why with Ripple Engine, you lose it. But Ripple Engine is also consistent since it gives you pressure to your opponent. Then we play 4 on-flip perfect guard. You want the on-flip for the damage, so you can use more counterboss for your cost. Then 4 Strider, you want to shy, so that's what you play. Then we play 2 of this. Attack from back row, that's all it does. It gives you an extra attack since this doesn't need a boost, so you could just put this, or you can put this behind Vanguard, give you an attack as well. 2 is good enough because you play 1 Penguin. Best card, so that's 2, draw a card. You could put in the front to do an attack for you, even though it won't hit, but it's good. I mean, +1. Since your soul is really free, because most of the time you're going to be on Angry Boil, so this card will be useless if you don't go to Savage Shy. So you don't need a soul, and you could just use Penguin for it. Then moving on for triggers, we have 7 crit, 4 of the Blue Wave one. This is really good. When you combo with the starter, if you put 2 crit and the starter skill, for the turn that Tetra attacks, you could draw up to 3 cards with 4 drive checks since it attacked twice. So it's twin drive, and then you draw 3, and then you draw 3 again. So that's 6, and then 4. That's 10 card. Plus the turn you draw, that's 11. Even though you ditch a card for shy and you ditch a card for the cost of standing, you only lose 2 from 11 card you drew. So that's really good. You don't really lose anything. Plus you could ditch draw trigger or anything. That's low cost, or the Ripple engine if you don't get it early game. Then we play 4 heal just for G Guardian and heal on 6 Miracle. Then 5 draw. For this, so you could put into soul for more soul, and you could put this out for attack. You just play an extra draw. It doesn't have to be this. It could be any draw you want. Then moving on for the shy, we play 2 Thavas. Thavas is your GB2 opener, so it gives you GB2 right away, and that's when it helps for this first attack. Let's say you strike this first, you are on Angry Royal, you call this out, it can attack from back row at 16 twice, and you also have these to make more attack, which is pretty good. Then moving on, we have our boss, Tetra, restand, put a lot of pressure with the starter and a critical trigger. You return a crit and your Vanguard has a crit on the second time it attacks. It's really annoying to your opponent because they can't really YOLO since Aquaforce do many attacks. They kind of had to guard. Since early game, you pressure them with Ripple Engine, they usually will be at 4 or 5. They can't really take damage. That's why this deck is good with Ripple Engine in the front in the early game, and then you Tetra in the late game. If you don't finish them after 2 Tetra, you could go for Lambros. Lambros usually wins for the game if you don't finish with Tetra, but most of the time we play Tetra usually give you the win, so it's not big a deal. Then we play 1 of each for GB1. It gives you GB2 as well for Tetra since you try this first and then you try Tetra. It's already GB2. Each of them has a different skill. This one allows you to counterblast 1 on the 3rd battle. You retire 1 of your opponent's rear guard. This one is you have to do this first attack or second. First or second actually. You could when it attacks, you can counterblast 1 and it give you a frontal 2k power plus if they hit on wave 3 or 4, you get to draw a card. Usually your opponent will not let you hit, but if it hit, you get more plus. Then we play 1 Sea Breeze. Sea Breeze is there so that when your opponent, let's say, stay on grade 2, you could try once. So it give you, even though you don't really need it, but it's shy. So triple drive, it's really good. Then moving on for G Guardian, we play 1 of each. 1 of each is just that you only need 3 since this is not a Legion deck, and there's not highly chance you're gonna have 4 heal all used for G Guardian. That's why 3 is good enough. Most of the time, this and Dark is for GB1 opener. So if you go first and you write grade 3 first and then your opponent shies, you use 1 of them. Most of the time you use this so that you can protect 1 of your useful grade 2. And then when it's your turn, you strive for a Tetra Boil for the win. That's basically it.